All right. Anyway, welcome back. Entrepreneurship interview series. I'm joined here with John Willette, part of Smith & Oak Real Estate, Realtor, newly father from how many days ago?
15 days ago now.
15-day-old daughter.
Yeah, we'll bring her down a little bit when she's done cooing.
So that'll get us a lot of views.
Pumped.
So John and I went to, when did we meet? Freshman year of high school,
yep.
Hendricken.
That's right.
How did Hendricken shape you to where you are today?
It was a unique experience for me. I went there my freshman, sophomore, and junior years, and obviously, as you know, part of my senior year, to which I then left and went to Johnson High School. Part of that experience was, if I'm being quite frank, I smoked a lot of weed. I was a big pothead. I was also an athlete, so I wasn't just like some sick fuck sitting there.
Probably one of the best baseball players
smoking pot, yeah.
State of Rhode Island.
But I also like to toke a little bit. And when I was a senior in high school, I was toking so much that I needed to just cut it out cold turkey. My mom, God bless her, facilitated that change. And believe it or not, and I don't smoke now. Yeah. Because it is one of the most addictive substances, I think, on the planet. So it's not like a harmful one where you're going to be screwed if you're smoking it. But when you wean off of it, it's brutal. So I get sick.
It's like a rude awakening.
Yeah, it's like you like you're sweating and stuff. You're like, I didn't think it was like this. But you know, you're a developing mind, young kid. So I kind of was going through like the sickness, like physical sickness aspect of not smoking anymore that first like week or two of school. So I missed like a solid week in that first month of whatever it was. Then when I went back, I was so behind in like pre-calculus or whatever it was. I was so bad at math.
Not that it mattered at this
right.
point.
Like serious.
And I think that's why I just even started right there. It's like bringing that up and just talking about school quick, and then it's like, we're going to talk about where you are today.
Yeah, I cut the fuck out.
None of it actually mattered, but it actually all probably really helped you get to where you are today.
Yeah, so that was like a big change. The reason why that shift from Hendricken to Johnston ultimately made that switch because I thought the principal was an asshole, and he ended up becoming a public
We
asshole.
all noticed that.
I ended up going to Johnson, and that's where I tore my UCL. So like my baseball career got diminished really in like a domino effect. Too? Yeah, I had Tommy John, which kind of sucked, but wouldn't change really any of it because it all eventually leads.
Did you go to college?
Like on and off over the course of 4 or 5 years. I didn't get a degree. Yeah. I don't have a college degree. Yeah. Which is fine. I'm probably like 4 or 5 credits away from a history bachelor's degree.
That's actually probably a pretty good degree to get for sales.
Yeah. So history was gonna be a prerequisite to law. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wanted to be a lawyer, yeah. But the thing was, when I was transitioning from the history into the pre-law stage of like preparing for your LSATs and whatnot, I realized that I was broke and I couldn't pay my rent. And I said, well, what does everybody do when they're broke and can't pay their bills? They become a real estate agent. So that's what I did. And
so you actually jumped into real estate. That was like your first job. Well, first real job, big boy job.
First big boy job where I wasn't like making minimum wage.
Part-time working. Yeah, where you weren't part-time working. Your first full-time job.
First full-time, like dive in fully, find the right people to be around and go for it.
How did you just do some research and decided you're going to be a realtor? Did you look at the numbers, think, I can make a lot of money, or is it just like...
I had a buddy who was a real estate agent, Mike Caparco. He was doing pretty well with it. He was probably doing like 10 deals a year. Just rough math, like 2% on a deal, 3%, whatever it is. I did the numbers on it, and I was like, well, if I do a steady set of deals, like not knowing how anything works, then I could make it. And I leveraged the same skills that I was going to leverage in law without needing to do the 3 extra years of schooling, without needing to take out any loans because, like I said, I didn't have any money.
what, 200 grand for loss?
Correct.
Maybe
Yeah, 200 grand. All to then, and I was, my now business partner Ronnie put it in perspective for me. He was like, dude, why the fuck would you go to law school when you're going to need to work underneath someone for X amount of years afterwards? You're going to need to pay back your loans. You're going to make like 100 grand most for the first 5 years.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
That's what I was going to say. So, right, if you look at 100 grand for 5 years, and then you're paying back your $200,000 loan with interest.
Yep.
Versus, I mean, as a realtor, right, you can probably make 100 grand in a couple of years if you actually do it the right way. Which we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
What the right way is and how to actually be successful as a realtor.
Yeah.
Because a lot of realtors, probably more than the majority. I was looking at some of the numbers. Like, I think only 5% of realtors sell over $10 million in revenue a year in sales a year, which isn't much in commission, right? Like it's a decent little wage.
No.
You're talking 2%, 3% of that. So
yeah.
So with that being said, so you got right into real estate. How'd you start? Where'd you go? Did you start hitting the phones? Did you knock doors? How'd you make your first sale?
Yeah. So I the process to leading up to even finding someone to like go underneath. So I was a hothead. I was never stupid though. So I knew that I needed to find somebody that was doing it. So I interviewed with like all of them, like Keller Williams, Remax, all the.
Did you get your license first?
I got my license simultaneously with interviewing. Yeah. And basically that brought me to HomeSmart with a gentleman named Albert, who taught me the importance of prospecting, right? Like going out and getting the business. Because if you stay impassive and you just wait for deals, that's how you end up.
It's not going to come
like
to you.
The bottom. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Especially when people in your life have seen you succeed in other things and fail in other things, and now you're a real estate agent. No one's going to trust you to sell anything. Right? Like they're going to be like, oh yeah, cute dude, you're a real estate agent now. Fucking good luck to you.
Yeah.
And even my
at a young age too.
Yeah, I was like 22, 23 years old. So eventually after all those interviews, I found the guy Albert. I made my first sale probably like 4 or 5 months after starting. But in that year I ended up closing like 20 deals or something.
Wow,
made close to 200 racks like in my first year.
Wow.
Like a big dog. But
let's also not forget, that's after 4 months.
After 4 months,
so 4 months of nothing.
4 months is it.
And you didn't give up.
4 months is it.
Give up.
Yeah, I was wearing one yellow fucking piss-colored Van Heusen shirt, seriously, and like these khakis that barely fit me. And I didn't have shoes. My fucking soles of my shoes were like, if you did this, it would fall off. And I wasn't like coming from the slums or anything, but I just was refusing to have anybody like put me on other than how I was going to need to put myself on. So 4 or 5 months of like getting told to eat shit every day. Like. All
right, wait. Let's get into that.
Yeah.
So were you just calling immediately? Like, did Albert help you call immediately?
Albert.
How are you prospecting?
Yes.
At least back then.
Yep. So Albert gave me the platform to make the calls. I started calling cold for people that he had called cold years before, like dead leads, right?
Yeah.
Like just prospecting dead leads to get my feet wet and get comfortable, like stumbling over my words.
Getting no's.
Oh, dude, like
getting
fucking
told,
brutal.
shut up.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you got who the fuck are you, buddy? You don't know what you're talking about. Because I didn't know what I was talking about, and they know it. They can tell.
Yeah. We were just talking about that actually on an interview that I did with a fitness trainer. It hasn't dropped yet, but it will drop when anyone sees this. But we were saying, like, you just got to also learn every no is every time you get a no, you're one step closer to a yes.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. My no's felt like they were closer to no's after I was like, oh, fuck it, man. That was tough.
Which is good to hear too, because like when we were saying that, when I say that, it's like, oh, it sounds so great. Like, oh, one step closer to a yes. It's like, and it's easy to say that now when we've done, so many different sales transactions in different ways, closed so many different types of business deals. It's like, at this point, every time you get a no now, right? You're like, well, I am actually checking off the no's. We were talking like maybe every 8 out of 10, every 2 out of 10 yes, Jesus, messed up on that, but
it's all right. Yeah, it's
out
fucking
of 10
confusing.
deals, out of 10 deals, right?
Yeah.
You're probably only getting, or out of 10 opportunities, 10 leads, you're probably only getting 1 or 2 people that are actually going to do it.
If you're the highest level.
Oh,
if
right,
you're,
right. Because that's
like
a 10%. I mean, that's a 10% close rate essentially.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and it's skewed too. That's the part that is tough to conceptualize because it's skewed. It's like front-loaded interest on a loan, right?
Yeah.
Where you're going to be eating the majority of your shit up front, and it's the very important advice of do not let the first 6 months of anything that you're doing dictate how you're going to move forward because it's almost a rite of passage. Every time that you fail throughout that first, and if 6 months, a year, like everybody's is different. It's just volume. Yeah. So if I was making 100 calls a day or 200 calls a day, my goal, my fucking rule for myself was I'm not going to leave my office making calls until I either book 3 appointments, which is totally fucking unrealistic.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't happen
per day.
Per day, 3 appointments. I make or I've called until 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So starting, it's either 3 calls or 7 o'clock at night.
So you're probably staying at 7 o'clock at night?
Every night. I was there every fucking night. It was a joke. It was like a running fucking joke. Like I must have looked like the biggest fucking clown of all time. People coming in and this is like the progression of it. You look like a fucking clown to these people that are not willing to do that.
But you didn't care.
I didn't give a fuck. No, I could never give a fuck. I'll never give a fuck at all about what anybody has anything to think about because it's your life. It's yours.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
But it worked out.
I love that.
It worked out.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part is caring what other people.
Think.
Like I'm sure saying, "Oh, I'm going to become a realtor." I'm sure so many people were laughing about it behind your back or to you.
To me, behind my back.
So now let's talk about where you're at now. Now you're a describe where you're at today with your brokerage. Partner.
Yeah.
How you got it set up, who you have under you, how you're doing deals, but.
Sure. So Smith & Oak is a real estate company. We are centered in Providence, but we do business throughout New England, Connecticut, Massachusetts. I have a direct partner, Ronnie, Papa, if you're seeing this. I love you, buddy. And we essentially had the sales within there. We started out as the WP group, W Willette, P Papa, and eventually kind of did away with that and just fell under the Smith & Oak umbrella. So and we specialize in all types of stuff. We got commercial deals, we got residential, from 200,000 to fucking 50 million, where it's not really a matter of what the transaction is. We focus solely on being elite in doing it at the highest level.
Yeah, and I feel like when I first went to your guys' office and talked with Ronnie, like you were getting right into it on a deal, and it seemed like you guys did a really good job of whatever the deal was, just like educating yourself on the deal and then figuring out from there how you can best serve that client, right?
Yeah.
And what's your take on the difference in commercial and residential? And before you answer, like, because I've talked to different agents and some are like, oh yeah, if you're a commercial agent, or if you're a residential agent, you don't understand commercial. And I'm talking little commercial, like even $50 million deals. Like how could you, if you're a good real estate agent, if you understand real estate, can't you sell a $50 million multifamily?
Yeah.
Like isn't it just about talking to the right people and understanding the numbers?
Well, we live in the easiest time to know anything. Okay. We have such access to information that it is really unprecedented for how much you can know without knowing. But it's also a product of surrounding yourself with people that have done it.
Yeah.
And not again, it goes back to not feeling the pride of needing to know everything right away.
Yeah.
Where if we don't know it, like you just said today, we're going to figure it the fuck out. Yeah. We're never going to say no to an opportunity.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity arises and you're sitting there at the table to put together a big deal like that, you're never going to say, well, sorry, Mr. Seller, or sorry, Mr. Buyer, I don't know how to do that. You'd be like, of course I fucking know how to do that.
Yeah, what are you going to say? Then what's your next step?
What's your next, yeah, right? And so again, right? And the other part is the people that know what they're doing, I'm learning, don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
No, most don't, it seems.
No, they have no clue. So on that transaction that I guess you're talking about specifically, which is consists of
say I even brought to you, I said, hey, John, I own a real estate fund. I got a $50 million multifamily in Boston. I got to offload. Can you sell it for me?
Yeah.
What would you say to me?
I would say, of course I can. I would say I need your rent roll. I would need your P&L. I would need any outstanding mortgages that you have, because we're gonna analyze this from the perspective of how the bank is gonna analyze it.
Yeah.
We need the only thing that really matters in a deal that big is how the bank is gonna view it. Nobody's got $50 million that they're just gonna be like,
100%.
oh yeah, let me just stroke the check for $50 million. And even if they did, they're gonna leverage loans to acquire 100%. The asset.
I mean, whether you have 30% equity, 40% equity, you're still
Correct.
going to go to a bank.
Correct.
You need to get a loan on the rest.
And another thing I've noticed is that the most wealthy people are the laziest when it comes to acquiring assets. They want to be spoon-fed the deal.
Yeah.
So doing the due diligence as if we were going to purchase the property ourselves is the first step to all of that. So, for instance, we would grab all that information from you. We would then we would compartmentalize each aspect of what we need to do to get it prepared. Once we get it prepared, we then go and shop this to the people that we've created these relationships with over the course of the last few years. If you're a commercial investor looking to sell something and you are using someone to represent you, it is a very bad sign if I say that I don't have a buyer for it. If I say that let's just list this for sale.
Put it on LoopNet.
It's ridiculous.
Where deals go to die.
That's right. Yeah.
Or where all the shit deals are, right?
Yep. Because nobody is searching. Okay. The connections are made before you even make any sales.
Yeah.
And for instance, the buyer on our biggest deal right now ended up he was looking at like a $1.5 million lake house that we had listed last year that we didn't even end up selling.
Yeah.
Fucking guy fired us. The seller.
Oh, really?
To that deal.
Yeah,
fired us.
Yeah.
Because he wanted 1.7 when we were listed for 1.5, and we just told him, dude, you're fucking outrageously nuts.
Yeah. Well, and that's also the problems you have. Talking about that, like how hard is it to I'm gonna cut this one. So I'm gonna check this. Yep, we're good. We're in good shape. Where are you guys looking to take your brokerage? What's your 10-year plan, if you have one?
10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
We are focused on becoming the most elite level brokerage in terms of two different aspects. One for the consumer, which goes without saying.
Yeah.
We want to be able to be the most effective, most efficient, most knowledgeable, which I believe that we're already pretty much there when it comes to the way that we maneuver a transaction. But the other, which is how you actually expand the brokerage, is to be agent-centric. So a new thing that we're doing is we're giving clients to our agents. So instead of like the main thing that people are doing right now is Zillow leads. That's like any office that you go to that is successful, that does over 100 deals a year, they are getting the majority of their leads for their agents from Zillow.
And the way that works, right, is how does that work?
Zillow is a monopoly in the sense that when you go as a consumer and you click on call agent to set up a tour, you're not calling me, the listing agent.
Right.
You're calling some fucking jamoke guy that knows nothing about my listing, that paid either upfront for a lead or is on the Zillow Flex program. And like, if you've got people watching this that are on that program, they're going to feel some type of way about this. Because,
good, they should.
Because it is like...
in a good or bad way.
Yeah, it is like... They unfortunately need to pay Zillow anywhere between 35 and 50% of the overall commission.
Wow.
Which is fucking highway robbery.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
But when you're not willing to go out and grab your own clients organically, right?
Yeah.
Or spend your own money to pool a larger amount of leads and sift through them yourself or through your employees, then that's how you have to do things. Because real estate agents are concerned with looking like they're doing business. not actually doing business.
Yeah.
So they'll get those leads from Zillow. The broker's going to end up paying that 35 to 50%. And then whatever is left from there acts as the new 100%. So take the 50 away, then it's a split from your broker and you. I've had people that come to us that were making 20% on a deal.
When you look at it that way, that makes sense.
And that is the facade of business. Our goal is to have a flat split, right? We provide you the lead. We don't provide you just a phone number or an email or a text to call based on some fucking lie, right? Because that's what the Zillow is. It's based on a lie.
really, really cold lead. As cold of a lead as could be, because probably sometimes like I'll even pick up thinking I'm calling, thinking because I want to talk to the listing agent, only to then negotiate with the listing agent or ask him questions. And then a buyer agent calls me and I'm just like, or some random calls me.
Because right, the way that relationship is predicated is deceit. You are the consumer that thinks one thing is happening, and they're training you, because I was part of an office that had...
Yeah, you did a lot of that, right?
We did the Zillow flex.
You fully have done that.
We did it, and we were fucking good at it, too. we were like as high of a closing...
How'd you, when someone called you, you told me the line you used to use. What'd you say when you picked up a Zillow lead call?
I don't know how I'd answer it, but the goal was to get them to schedule a showing.
I'm pretty sure you said to me, you were like, I know you're calling me and thinking, who the hell am I, John Willette? Because you were trying to call the listing agent.
Yeah.
You said something along those lines, and you're like, but we pay for these leads, and that's why I'm answering the phone, and I would love to give you my service.
Sure. So that's because I couldn't do the lie.
But you were being I'm saying you were actually just being so overly honest and transparent. And you told me this years and years and years ago when you were first getting into it, and you sounded like you were starting to do pretty well. It was so funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, we couldn't lie. And that's one thing that we fucking have a really difficult time doing, is lying.
Yeah.
So the majority of those agents are just trying to set up the showing, and then they'll get there and then they'll explain it. Like, I can't tell you how many fucking listings I have where a buyer's agent calls me and they're like, hey, like, schedule a showing at 2 p.m. on fucking Friday, whatever, totally fine, I'll meet you there. And I get there and the buyer's there, they look around, and the agent's there, they're looking around, they're like, Mike? Are you Mike? And they're like, yeah, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. And they look at me and they're like, the buyer, who the fuck is this guy? And they're like, that's the listing agent. And they're like, their brains are fucking, I can see it in their brain. They're like, the listing agent? I thought you were the fucking listing agent. No. Now they've introduced a whole nother fucking 2% for some random guy. Which is also
just such, like, if you're on that buyer's agent side, right, isn't it just such a waste of time?
If you're not closing them. And even if you're closing them, depending on that split, it's fucking probably not you're worth your time anyway.
Your hourly wage is probably extremely low.
Ridiculous.
It's probably worth working at McDonald's.
Correct. Yeah, and less stress, right? Because then you got to deal with me on the other side, and we're going to negotiate, and you're fucking over here. You can't even close the lead yourself. No chance. So essentially, right, the issue becomes, how do you provide agents with solid leads that are going to close and get somebody a fucking check, right?
Yeah.
That's why Zillow is a thing.
And provide the customer with the buyer with actually the best service possible.
Which is their flaw. Yeah. That's all big fucking flaws in all those offices. We're providing agents with listing appointments.
Yeah.
That's what we're giving.
Are these leads that you guys have actually already like warmed up, relationships that you have?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Called, cultivated, set the appointment.
Over the years, however,
Over the minute sometimes.
Lead
comes in, we pay pretty well.
So how are you getting leads?
You're not going to figure out our lead source, but we are grabbing mainly expired and withdrawn leads.
Yeah.
So they were working with fucking some Joe Schmo before.
Yeah.
No offense, Joe. And they couldn't get the job done either because the expectation wasn't set properly, price is too high, what have you. Deal fell through because of an inspection. Financing fell through because they don't know how to fucking maneuver the financing.
Not negotiate, but maneuver.
Sometimes it's negotiating. Sometimes it's just the
education
right period and the right comma. Yeah.
Kind of like quarterback and
the whole thing.
Quarterback the whole deal.
Because whether
you quarterback all your deals?
The whole thing. Yeah. There's no the buyer's agent's in charge of nothing. Like we are.
How about with the mortgage company? Like how involved are you with that?
Whole thing. Whole thing. I was
And
on
do you see that helping you bring deals to the finish line?
To the closing table.
Like, I'm assuming you're someone who doesn't like to leave the deal up to another person.
Never.
Like, you want to micromanage the deal in the best way possible.
Totally.
Because anything you put in someone else's hands,
it gets fucked.
Usually it goes to shit.
Yeah. Yeah. we work the books. We do the credit. If we pay people's loans off. We fix their DTI. Even the other day, I got a deal in Fall River, perfect DSCR loan deal. DSCR, for people that don't know, is the rent is covering the mortgage enough to where the bank doesn't need income verification.
Yeah, debt service coverage ratio.
Thank you. And essentially, they're the lenders that offer those.
I think it's fucking ringing.
No, that one's mine.
Oh, shit.
No, you're good. It's all good.
Oh, all right, debt service coverage ratio.
Debt service, yeah. So essentially, I had a buyer's agent reach out to me, and she was like, "Oh, we're just not going to be able to make the deal work because the interest rate's too high for the lender that they've got
for him to afford, he or she to afford, right?"
Right, and I'm like, that smells like shit because I've got it's a 2.0, bro. It's like a fucking literal double. This guy's gonna be cash flowing $4,000 a month at this place. You could get two DSCR loans on this fucking place. Yeah. And he's like, the rate's gonna be too high, and I essentially just got her with my guy.
Yeah.
I was like, here he is. This guy's gonna get you a better rate, and we're gonna put the deal together.
And so you've kind of been able to do that and maneuver in QB deals like this because you've educated yourself on every process of closing a deal. Right?
Very rarely.
Probably from inspections all the way to financing.
The whole thing. I know how much the fucking renovation costs. I know how much.
That's another big thing, I think. I've talked to the broker actually at my license at, where I don't really do anything with at the moment. But something we've been talking about is construction costs and understanding renovation costs. And no real estate agents really do. No. And I think it's so important for you guys to do that and for good agents to do that because it's got to help you close deals.
Yeah. And to have the people to do it.
Yeah, and then to have the people to do it.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about when you're showing someone a house, right? And they're like, oh, I want to redo that kitchen. If you have no clue what that costs, and you have versus having some confidence and saying, actually, you could redo that kitchen for around $45,000. This, and this. You could do this. You could do that. I have the guys to do it.
Yep. Yeah.
Why wouldn't someone want to buy a house with you?
Yeah, and even in a situation where if you're listing a property and the objections come in from a buyer that's trying to list it or that's trying to buy it, and you categorize a short money problem and a long money problem. A lot of people don't know the difference. So and that's another thing that we offer our sellers that they like a lot is that a lot of the agents are going to tell them to paint the fucking walls. They're going to tell them to remove their pictures of their family. They're going to tell them to...
What do you think about that? Removing
fucking
pictures?
Oh, yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. It is stupid. It's dumb. Nobody's not buying your house because of your picture of your family at Disney, right? You know what I mean?
That's what I always thought. I always thought that was a little strange.
It is silly Billy shit. That is ridiculous.
That's like a form of confidence in the process. Like you're trying to display confidence by saying, you do this, this, and this, your house will sell. And none of that even matters.
And it's such a subjective, and that's why we like the commercial side of things, is because it's far less subjective.
Yeah, 100%.
A residential house is very subjective. Somebody might not like the way that we decorate it, and they can't get past that psychologically.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, but we try to know as much as we possibly can to take all questions out of it, and understanding that somebody makes a decision as to yes or no pretty much instantly upon your first contact.
Yeah. With them. Do you think you can sell something to someone that they don't want?
No. I don't. It's not my business. My business is identifying the need, and if I can find a way to potentially show that need can be met with something that they didn't necessarily think that was going to be met through, then that is how you do that. But no, I couldn't.
Yeah, and that's how you become. I mean, and I'm asking you that because I think that's how you become a good closer is by actually serving the need and meeting them where they're at. Not just trying to sell them something they don't want.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You'll waste your time.
I truly think everyone's mind's made more or less the minute you walk into a home or the minute you do any transaction.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
So, good stuff. Where are you guys at with sales this year? Or what'd you clear last year? Or how do you want to talk about what are you guys doing for, what's your brokerage doing for numbers? What are you guys personally doing for numbers?
Oof. So the office itself, The office in 2025 probably did like 65, 70 mil.
That's awesome.
Us, we probably did like 45 to 50 mil.
You and Ronnie?
Me and Ronnie.
This is year what? 4? Or what was
We started together in 2023.
Yeah. So you've done two
full years.
2 full years.
2 full years together.
Yeah.
2023. And that's like 100% year over year.
Yeah.
Like we did probably 20 mil the first year.
Yeah.
Double that. And then this year we're probably going to pace like 100.
Nice.
You're probably going to pace 100.
That's awesome. And
Blessed, yeah.
Is you have a broker too, or are you guys
more or less? We've got a really good arrangement.
Yeah,
we've got a solid arrangement.
Yeah.
That we modify as time
And so,
goes
are you looking to add agents?
Oh yeah.
But good agents or any agents?
When
I say good agents, I mean what's the avatar of who you're looking to add to your team?
I'm gonna sound like a fucking piece of shit. Somebody that's willing to listen. Somebody that is willing to just shut the fuck up and listen. And I know that sounds terrible, but unless you've done an extreme amount consistently in the existing environment, not 10 years ago, not 15 years ago, but recently, then the main job of this person coming in is going to be to listen.
Yeah.
Because if you can remove all ego from it, and this is me saying that because I know I'm always wrong too.
Well, and at this point, you've identified a pattern. You've gone through the progress to get there.
Yes.
And now you've found a pattern that works. You found a solution.
Yep.
You found a system that works.
Yep.
And you guys are at this point just repeating that system
Correct.
over and over again, right?
Correct.
So you're looking for the right person to come in and say, I might think I know a lot about real estate, but I'm going to just listen to you guys and I'm going to do what you guys do. And
if you get the time
if they
for
do
it,
what you guys do at the time, then they should be as successful as you guys are over time.
Over time, yeah.
I don't know if they'll be able to talk and communicate as good as you and Ronnie, but
that's one part that is why the listening is so important. Like our best guy, Devin, he started last year around this time. 25-year-old kid, absolute savage, fucking beast. And the reason he is a fucking beast is because every time we would tell him to do something, it was a yes.
Yeah.
It was never I think that maybe it would be better off doing it this way. It would be yes. So now, at Devin's career, Devin now gets deals from us.
Yeah.
Like my deals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overloaded. Ronnie's overloaded. So now when we have a client that comes to us, we say, well, you're going to work with us and Devin.
Yeah.
No other office is doing that.
So you want coachable people.
Coachable people that can then
Taking it back to sports.
Yeah, coachable people that are realize that they're going to practice more than they play in the game.
Yeah.
And that practice that they fucking have when nobody is giving a fuck about what they're doing is going to make them be able to quit their job and do this full time.
Yeah.
Just like he did. And
which is a good take on it too. So you're actually even saying that if you can find someone who's coachable and wants something more in life, perhaps, and wants to make more money or wants a new career. I mean, I think real estate's an extremely fulfilling career.
Totally.
But you're saying that someone can actually come in, probably enter your system if they have the time, and still work another job.
That's what you
Because, like you said, and we all know this, it's going to take 5 months to get that first deal. In this market, I mean, I don't know.
in 5 years. I know. Yeah, he did great. He did awesome. He went to all my, and that's another thing that we do. You're new, you're coming with me on listing appointments.
Yeah.
Like when we go and we're shooting the shit and talking the fucking game with these people, you're coming.
Yeah.
And you're learning through osmosis.
Yeah.
So now, and I might say something to you like your voice needs to get deeper, or you need to fucking talk with some authority. Or you need to, it is really less content based and more so the feeling that you're going to give people when you feel and sound like it.
Right?
You've got to be confident because we know so much more. Even the smallest amount that we can know is so much more than the average consumer because they're not doing it every day. We're doing it every day. So when we were at listing appointments, when we told them to come to inspections, when we told them to learn how to fucking run his comparables, when we taught him how to use the MLS, all of these experiences have now lined up to where now if I send Devin somewhere, that's going to be the same outcome as if I sent myself.
Exactly.
That's what I want. And if it takes me an extra 5 to 10 years to develop a fucking small Navy SEAL team, right? Rather than this big, like, fucking, which is the problem with all these other offices.
Well, they just go hire, hoping that they're going to get, massive transactions.
Everybody does one deal.
Everyone does one deal. And then honestly, like, a lot of the deals they do are probably not very, they don't come out very well. And then they get bad reviews, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't help as a brokerage.
Yeah.
And especially in today's economy with AI, you guys can do so much more alone. You don't, as in, like, you can probably handle, what do you think, like 5 times more deals just due to, like, paperwork, administration, and all that bullshit that we can consolidate and systemize with AI. Like, you can probably, everyone can probably handle so many more deals. Yeah. And as a brokerage, you don't need like a big admin office anymore.
No,
right?
no, we've done really well cutting things that are unnecessary. Like a lot of people use a transaction coordinator. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's a waste. That's a waste because you're learning how to be lazy too.
I also think with that, it's like, I feel like you should really understand a PNS, right?
Of course.
As an agent.
Of course.
There are so many real estate agents that they don't understand a PNS.
No.
And I understand that at the closing, the attorneys are going to go through it all and do the closing, right? But like, you can get your customer in some deep shit if you don't understand a PNS. Especially deposits wise, right?
Yep.
Have you ever seen anyone lose a deposit? Or any...
I've taken some, but I've never lost one. I've taken some, but I've never lost.
What was their reason for taking one? Was it the real estate agent's fault or more the sellers?
So it depends. The people that lose their deposits the most are unrepresented buyers.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because they don't understand it. And
yeah, which is a good point too.
Yeah. So that's one. Fault of the real estate agent, I can't speculate because I don't know the conversations that they may have been having with their own client outside of everything. Yeah. But it's just it's a clear default of the contract, and both parties have to agree to release it. So that's part of the trouble that you get into. That's why to be truly effective, you need to know how to be, and this is not legal advice, but do the job of the attorney. You need to know how to do the job of the lender. You need to know how to do everybody's job. Yeah. Or else you're going to get your shit taken from you.
Yeah. You really need to understand everything. Yeah. And more or less a little deeper than you may think. You don't need to just scratch the surface on everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about follow-up and consistency?
How
important is follow-up?
You're gonna do or lose anywhere between 20 to 50% of business a year with consistent or lack of consistent follow-up. So a deal usually happens, I think the statistic is it's like 9 touch points before you end up gaining a client.
Wow.
Yeah. Over the course of however many months. And systems to be able to do all that. Because when you've got so many people in your Rolodex, it's hard to just remember to call fucking Eric. Oh, yeah. Like I got to call Eric at 4. That's why I said Eric. Yeah. But follow-up is the most important thing.
Yeah. What's a good, how do you guys follow up with someone? Like what's a good intro? You got to go on for it.
It depends, right? So like
no, that's good you said that. So it depends. It's not the same just corny little follow-up
ridiculous
line. Hey, I'm just following up with you. I wanted to check in. Like you're getting deeper than that, right?
Yeah. Realizing that you're not shit. Okay? Like realizing that what you're doing is you are soliciting someone. You are unwantingly, they do not want you to call them. They don't know they want you to call until like the 5th time. Where they start to really know, like, all right, yeah, like fucking it's you, John. But your first contact into your second contact, into your third, fourth, fifth contact is walking to him with your fucking hands up. Yeah. Like, hey, Alex, it's me again. Fucking my bad. Yeah. Like fucking it's me. One of my best lines is you told me to wait fucking 3 months. I waited 3 months. Here I am. Do you need me to wait another fucking 3 months? What is it? Because again, you're never going to convince anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. Yeah. They're going to respect you when they know you don't need the business, and they're going to respect you when they realize that you realize that their time is valuable. Yeah. Because somebody that knows that their time is valuable, that someone else's time is valuable, means that they have valuable time as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be sitting there on the phone with somebody for 30 fucking minutes, following up with them, all to realize that Susie's got another fucking year of high school and no one's moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I was even going to say also probably with that, say, 3-month follow-up, you might just catch them at the time where last week they talked about selling the house, right?
Sure.
Or that month.
Sure.
And that's maybe even more,
Sure.
It's a life event, right?
Sure.
They're talking about a life event, something's
Sure.
changing, and you just were the guy that followed up because
Sure.
there's probably a chance if you don't follow up that they're just going to forget you called.
And then someone else is going to fucking take it.
And then just like go on Google or see a sign on the street and be like, oh, I got to sell my house.
Yep.
And not remember Johnny.
Yeah, seriously. and no one's remembering your call. Like no one. So another tactic here, fucking you're welcome, is hey, we talked fucking 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We talked fucking 6 months ago. We had a great conversation. You told me that you weren't ready at the time. What's going on?
Yeah.
And nobody's going to be like, oh, I didn't talk to you. And maybe they do.
Yeah.
Sorry, fucking my bad.
Yeah.
You must talk to a lot of people then.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Always getting back to
Yeah.
the fucking what you called to do, which is to help them.
I think most of the secrets you can tell the audience because no one's going to take action.
No one's going to
doing
do
that.
shit. Yeah, nobody does anything.
How about that, right?
Nobody does anything. Isn't that great? Yeah. That's like, yeah.
There's all the information out there, but no one's going to take it and do anything with it.
I know it.
They're just going to sit on their ass and do nothing.
That's the paradox of life right now, is you've got the most access to information that you could ever have, ever in the history of humanity, and fucking people are worried about like TikTok videos and shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
Or they're worried about someone making fun of them making that call.
Yeah, fuck that, right? I know it. I know it. If you're not willing to fucking look like a total douchebag, then that's something to make fun of.
Look like a moron, look like an asshole, look like an ass clown.
Ass clown, yeah.
Just go out and
Put
do
the red
it.
nose on like that.
How are you in your daily life? Would you say do you live a consistent life? Are you like, is your routine consistent? Maybe your day-to-day is all over the place, but in business, is consistency key? Like, what do you think about the word consistency?
I think a word that's more important than consistency is systems.
Okay.
So, fully transparent, my life is not consistent in any way. And the reason why I don't need the consistency to thrive is because I'm completely honest with myself at all times. I will know when I need to take a step back. I'll know when I need a vacation. I'll know when I need to hit the shit harder than anybody's ever hit it before. I'll know all of that by speaking to myself with it. And a lot of that comes from having been in a position like I was at the beginning where I was just fucked.
Yeah.
Where I was just totally fucked. So now it's like at that time I might have been like waking up every day at 4 a.m. and doing something like to start my day. But with a family, with a business, with a true purpose, I get to flex how I go about it.
Yeah.
And that is super important for someone with my personality. It's not like that for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you've also probably built the habits and like the discipline to know when you need to lock in, when you have some time. So, actually, you probably are actually relatively consistent.
In terms of that, yeah.
In terms of overall, just like, you're not.
Good point.
Yeah, you're not just shutting off for weeks at a time.
No,
and just expecting
no.
things to come to you.
Never.
But you're shutting off on purpose sometimes,
Sure.
which I think is
Strategic.
important too. I mean, like, how do you think that shutting down and taking some time to think about things helps your business?
Oh yeah. People make fun of me too because I'm like a serial texter.
Yeah.
Serial texter. I'll negotiate text. I'll do the inspections through the text. I'll do pretty much everything but close a new client through text. And the reason for that is because I like to be able to process my information without noise.
Yeah.
So that allows me to, one, have it as reference, and the other person I'm talking to have it as reference, but also for me to eliminate any non-pointed information within the task. Eliminating noise is the single most important thing that you can do in any task.
Yep.
And sometimes people joke and they say I'm fucking autistic. They tell me I'm autistic and I'm like,
I think that's
like,
a new joke everyone talks
yeah, they say that. But I'm like fucking my ears. I'll fucking cover them. Like,
do you put headphones on?
No, not like the big ones. No, but I can't do all the fucking talking.
Which is funny because you are probably are you extroverted? Are you introverted? Wait, let's not go on
I don't know what the fuck I am.
But I love the idea of, I love that you said that about texting, because I actually think that like a lot of older people or just people in general are like, why don't you just pick up the phone and do that? And a lot of times, especially in business, like texting is actually better in my opinion, and it sounds like you agree, because you have it as a reference. Also, you can literally send a text about something and get an answer about something, and you don't have to have a 20, 30-minute conversation. And you do get to a point where like your time is so valuable now, my time is so valuable. We're both so busy that if you rack up 10, 20-minute phone calls a day, that's 200 minutes already.
Yeah.
It's like, forget it, where that all could probably be accomplished in about 10 minutes of texting. Or you could be texting 10 different people at once, right? Mm-hmm. And I like what you said too, you can actually digest what you read and think through a response and not be on the phone at the moment having an answer. Mm-hmm. And but at the same time, like, that's not a way to actually get new business. Or close clients or meet clients.
Sure.
Right? Because you're also probably one of the more, I would say, extroverted individuals I know, but maybe that's not the right term, because extroverted actually means you get energy from talking to other people. And I think you do. Maybe it depends.
To a degree. It's nothing. My pattern is not linear in any way. So I, in certain realms, will feed off of that, but in others, I will not. So I think I do much better when it's pointed. Yeah. Like in an environment like this. Yeah. I love this because I have a task. Yeah. So I'm able to address the task. I'm able to address the subject. When I'm on the phone with somebody that doesn't necessarily share that same level of precision, saying it nicely, right?
Yeah, you're saying it nicely.
Saying it very nicely. It's good for me, or it's not good for me.
Not good for you. No,
it's bad. So I spend a lot of time in the car. Yeah. And your central nervous system, when you're driving that much, is not ready to continue that flight in your brain, right? With a conversation. So unless the conversation is pointed, it does not make me feel rejuvenated.
Yeah, so you want to have a direct conversation, you accomplish something, and I think that's the signal and noise in business is so important when you get as busy as you are, right? And you can't just have these conversations with clients or teammates or this or that just go down like talking about everything.
I want to rip my hair out, and that's why I don't have any anymore. Just kidding.
You had a lot of hair a while ago.
Yeah, when I last saw you, I had a bunch of hair. I was fucking dead bald the other day. Yeah, I just shave it every couple weeks. Dude, again, autism. One less thing to think about. I don't.
So you're really focused then.
I don't.
But also you've added other things to your life, such as becoming a father. So you can't be thinking about your hair and this and that.
Oh yeah, I'd be sitting there in the morning like doing my fucking, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
It is funny. You realize how much a wasted. Well, when you have a goal that you're pointed towards and you're trying to accomplish, and you have like a mission, you don't want all these other distractions anymore.
Yeah, and your meter, like you've got a finite amount of focus and energy.
Yeah.
Like there's no fucking superhuman on this earth that can just do a billion things and not have their capacity reached. So, and it's subconscious, I think. I think I've done this subconsciously because I'm not like a fucking, I don't have like a journal, I don't have like a fucking thing. But if it is taking up too much of my bar of what I've got, I look to discard it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're trying to get rid of all that. You're trying to get rid of all the noise in your life.
Yeah.
One more thing. We're still going. We're probably close to wrapping it up. Let me see. I'll cut this and see if we got any other good things to go to. Anything you want me to ask you?
Oh, no, dude. This is all fun for me.
This is a fucking great time. What do you think about being a rental agent? Or doing rentals? Is it a good idea to meet clients, or is it a waste of time?
For me?
No, not for you. I mean, you're kind of, well, I shouldn't say, maybe you're not past that point, but
no.
I don't know, just in general, like being a rental agent, like, or managing rentals as agents or helping people find rentals. I mean, like, do you think it's a good way to get into real estate and get clients, or do you think like you should just hit the phones, figure out lists, and
if you're not gonna hit the phones, which some people just don't want to do,
yeah,
and if you're gonna be like fucking walking around Providence Place Mall, then go do rentals. Like do something other than nothing.
right,
But as a new agent, which I think is probably the people that do the rentals the most,
yeah.
I think it's very beneficial to at least feel comfortable talking about some sort of contract.
Well, that's probably also it, right? It's like actually just talking to potential clients, and
Yeah.
and I guess we'll see in this economy, but most renters become buyers.
Correct.
It's a
Yeah.
lot harder
And
right
if they're about to pay $2,500 for a fucking rent,
you
rent
get one
payment,
check at $2,500 typically, right? So
yeah.
it's a good little.
But also the why aren't they buying something?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they might be able to buy something.
Yeah, that's
they
a
just
good
don't know
point,
it.
too.
People are just used to renting.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes into if you started over today, how would you start as a realtor?
Yeah. I'd cry. I would cry. I would be very sad because would I have the knowledge of how difficult it would end up getting? Or would I have...
No, I'm just, oh yeah, well.
Because
well,
with
the skill set you have now, or maybe it's like if you were giving a new agent advice that just got their license,
okay,
just
thank
sat
God.
down as a
Because
broker.
personally, I don't know if I could do that again.
Doesn't have the knowledge of how hard it was.
Yeah, you gotta not know. You gotta not know. Because time goes by faster when you're doing it, and you have like this fucking weird like optimism about it.
Yeah, you got to be like ignorantly optimistic.
Yeah.
And that actually feeds into how effective or how important is energy in selling.
Yeah.
And optimism.
It is mixed with effort. It is the single most important thing that you could ever have.
Yeah.
You need to know and feel it. You need to feel it. When I had that fucking yellow shirt on, dude, I felt rich. I felt rich. I felt like something was going to happen. And it took a minute for it to happen. But every time something is about to turn, you need to have like that, like it's an actual feeling.
Do you get that feeling when you're doing deals now?
Not like that. No, but we've recently hit a couple milestones where we were at the precipice of it at the beginning, and I've felt
you
like
got that fire.
I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. Like
you're probably gonna feel it this spring and summer when things start picking up.
Yeah, I feel it right now. Not just like about some fucking regular thing, and it's a culmination. As time goes on, it's like you're grouping all of those little things into one big feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
and now you're starting to build out a team to run more of a business, right? And that's another whole set of
now I get that
challenges.
feeling when I watch like the kid Devin I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's like my fucking guy right there. And knowing that we're gonna have the resources to do that on a higher level, because we're waiting on some big money to be able to refine our education platform.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you already. I mean, you have it on your website, don't you?
Yeah, we have that. Like we're doing weekly meetings now with all the agents. We were just on one before here.
Yeah.
But like I'm talking like when I was 18, I worked for Marriott, and they put me through like a 3-week
hospitality training.
Yep. And
That's
after that
pretty
3
cool.
weeks, bro, I was like fucking
You're ready
like
to
the
roll.
butler in Fresh Prince. I was ready. So if we could do that on a real estate scale to where Devin paid his dues for like 6 months, being with me every second of the day, we don't need to do that once you have a refined version of that. So that's what I'm looking for.
That's pretty exciting. And I bet you're going to probably enjoy cultivating realtors more so than selling deals in the future.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm pumped.
So now, how many Devins could you take on right now? 2, 5, 10?
Probably 5.
Yeah.
Probably 5. I could roll up 3 deep to an appointment. I could, and I could justify it. And
I know for a fact you
Yeah.
could easily justify that,
Yeah.
and you would make it honestly look pretty cool, bro.
Yeah. We're a fleet.
So I mean, if you're someone like Devin out there, they should probably reach out.
Oh, dude, I've been trying.
But you're recruiting. You're looking for people.
Yeah, looking.
I think you might have some good luck in the future because I think that some stellar, I think there's going to be some stars out there that aren't going to be able to find work with how AI is going.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see being a real estate agent going away anytime
Not
too
doing
soon.
what we do.
Not doing what you do.
No.
Not really like navigating sellers and buyers through complex deals.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean,
Because none of the
that's
robots are
fun
on the
stuff.
deed.
No.
Yeah, they're still human beings.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think like Redfin, Zillow, those places are going to kind of do like small transactions, like maybe under 500? Are they going to is AI going to take over those transactions, or is it kind of?
Maybe, but I don't personally. I don't think my clientele is the clientele that would be buying that.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, I mean, everyone wants more of a human touch these days. We might end up going as we've gone so far into technology, right, that we might end up reversing any day now. And I mean,
Sure.
people are already saying they want more human connection. And I mean, buying a house is a pretty important.
Yeah.
That is a pretty big thing in people's lives.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Maybe last thing, what's your outlook this year on the market?
It's concerning, generally speaking.
Yeah.
It's concerning because I think that we were in for a correction 3 years ago and we didn't get it. And there was a slow rise over the course of the last 3 or 4 years when it should have been a slow decline.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think you're going to see a sharp decline somewhere in the future. Maybe not immediately, maybe not this year or the next year, but there's going to be a lot of this.
Yeah, it's a really weird time. There's a lot of consumer debt, private credit debt. People can't buy houses, but then nothing's changing. The market's still going up, and but a correction could also create a rise in transactional volume, right? For real estate agents.
Yeah, the right now is probably the hardest period for the industry because you need to be effective to be doing business.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to maneuver expectations on both sides of the transaction to be able to actually make some money. Where I think this year was the first year in 30 years where the number of real estate agents went down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you guys entered the game, I mean, at a time where the market was not doing phenomenal, right?
No.
It was just kind of trickling down, right? I mean, it was doing phenomenal until 2022 maybe.
Yeah.
But you've lasted it out, grew your business, and next time the transactional volume really ticks up, you guys are going to be crushing it.
Yeah, we're the market makers.
So
we're going to be the ones that go up when where we have been the ones that have
you've gone up while most people's volume has gone down. I mean, I was looking at the agents of doing volume, and there's a very low amount of agents that have done anything over 10 million in sales.
Yeah.
If you go online, it's actually unbelievable how few. And you have teams that have done teams of 30 agents that do 50 million.
I know it.
And it's kind of funny.
I know, it's crazy.
These teams are interesting to me, but that's another whole thing. And
next episode.
Yeah, that'll be next episode. Well, that might be it for today.
Thanks for having me.
John Willette, everyone.
Good to see you, brother.
Nice to see you.